During the siege, the German and Allied Italian, Hungarian, and Romanian armies protecting Army Group B's north and south flanks had pressed their headquarters for support. The Hungarian Second Army is given the task of defending a 120-mile section of the front north of Stalingrad between the Italian army and Voronezh. This resulted in a very thin line, with some sectors where 1.24-mile stretches were being defended by a single platoon. Similarly, on the southern flank of the Stalingrad sector, the front southwest of Kotelnikovo was held only by the Romanian army. Because of the total focus on the city, the Axis forces had neglected for months to consolidate their positions along the natural defensive line of the Don River. The Soviet forces were allowed to retain bridgeheads on the right bank from which offensive operations could be quickly launched. These bridgeheads in retrospect presented a serious threat to Army Group B. It took a few more days for them to prepare for the most savage offensive of all, which was unleashed on October 14th, which Chukov considered to be the worst day of the battle. Exceptionally intense shelling and bombing paved the way for the first German assault groups. The main attack, led by the 14th Panzer and 305th Infantry Divisions, attacked towards the tractor factory, while another assault led by the 24th Panzer Division hit to the south of the giant plant. The German onslaught crushed the 37th Guards Rifle Division of Major General Viktor Zaludev, and in the afternoon the forward assault group reached the tractor factory. Fighting raged inside the Barricadi factory until the end of October. In the north of Stalingrad, by early November, the 16th Panzer Division referred to the Rhenex-Bardenovka region as Little Verdun because there was hardly a square meter that had not been churned up by bombs and shells. Ice floes on the Volga now prevented boats and tugs from supplying the Soviet defenders. Nevertheless, the fighting continued, especially on the slopes of Mamiev Kurgan and inside the factory area in the northern part of the city. Men. Paulus had requested permission on November 10th to withdraw the 6th Army behind the Don, but was rejected. According to Paulus's comments to his adjutant Wilhelm Adam, there is still the order whereby no commander of an army group or an army has the right to relinquish a village, even a trench, without Hitler's consent. By the time of the encirclement, approximately 330,000 Axis personnel, including Germans, Romanians, Italians, and Croatians, were trapped. Among them were between 40,000 and 65,000 volunteer auxiliaries, recruited from Soviet POWs and civilians. These highway often served in supporting roles but were also deployed in frontline units due to their growing numbers. The conditions within the German 6th Army deteriorated to those reminiscent of World War I trench warfare. Troops were forced to take up positions in the open steppe. Lacking basic sanitation, which led to rapid spread of infections and dysentery, further debilitating the soldiers. By November 19, 1942, the German forces in the pocket numbered about 210,000. With 50,000 soldiers outside the encirclement. Of those trapped, 10,000 continued to fight. "105,000 eventually surrendered, 35,000 were evacuated by air, and 60,000 died. Despite the 6th Army's dire situation, no reinforcements were pulled from Army Group A in the Caucasus to aid in the relief of Stalingrad. It was only after Soviet forces broke through in Operation Little Saturn, threatening to encircle Army Group A, that a withdrawal was ordered on December 31st to avoid complete entrapment. Army Group Don was established under Field Marshal von Manstein, tasked with leading the 20 German and 2 Romanian divisions encircled at Stalingrad. Despite Manstein's recommendation for a breakout, Hitler insisted on holding the city, relying on an ill-fated airlift to supply the Sixth Army, which failed to deliver the necessary supplies. The airlift fell drastically short, delivering only 105 tons per day, far below the required 750 tons. The situation worsened after the Soviets captured Tatsinskaya airfield on December 24th, forcing the Germans to relocate their air operations to more distant and less effective bases. As supplies dwindled, starvation and disease ravaged the Sixth Army. By the time the airlift was terminated, the Luftwaffe had lost nearly 500 aircraft. And failed to maintain adequate supply levels. Ultimately, the failure to relieve Stalingrad sealed the fate of the Sixth Army, leading to one of the most catastrophic defeats in military history. Manstein's plan to rescue the Sixth Army, Operation Winter Storm, was developed in full consultation with Führer headquarters. It aimed to break through to the Sixth Army and establish a corridor to keep it supplied and reinforced, so that, according to Hitler's order, it could maintain its cornerstone position on the Volga with regard to operations in 1943. Manstein, however, who knew that Sixth Army could not survive the winter there, instructed his headquarters to draw up a further plan in the event of Hitler seeing sense. This would include the subsequent breakout of Sixth Army. In the event of a successful first phase, and its physical reincorporation in Army Group Dawn. This second plan was given the name Operation Thunderclap. Winter Storm, as Zhukov had predicted, was originally planned as a two-pronged attack. One thrust would come from the area of Kotelnikovo, well to the south, and around 100 miles from the Sixth Army. The other would start from the Chur front west of the Don. Which was little more than 40 miles from the edge of the Kessel. the continuing attacks of Romanenko's 5th Tank Army against the German detachments along the River Chur ruled out that start line. This left only the 57th Panzer Corps around Kotelnikovo, supported by the rest of Hoth's very mixed 4th Panzer Army, to relieve Paulus's trapped divisions. The 57th Panzer Corps, commanded by General Friedrich Kirchner, had been weak at first. It consisted of 2 Romanian cavalry divisions and the 23rd Panzer Division, which mustered no more than 30 serviceable tanks. The 6th Panzer Division, arriving from France, was a vastly more powerful formation, but its members hardly received an encouraging impression. The Austrian divisional commander, General Erhard Raus, was summoned to Manstein's royal carriage in Kharkov station on November 24th, where the field marshal briefed him. He described the situation in very somber terms, recorded Raus. By December 18th, the German army had pushed to within 30 miles of 6th Army's positions. However, the predictable nature of the relief operation brought significant risk for all German forces in the area. The starving encircled forces at Stalingrad made no attempt to break out or link up with Manstein's advance.